Hey guys, Bushcraft back. Um, yeah, many of you guys know now that I was in the hospital for 4 days. Um, it started Saturday before I went to go see Lake Fairy and Bigfoot. Um, I felt my heart racing, and uh, it was actually skipping beats and stuff like that. And I thought it was just because I skipped a meal or something like that because I sometimes do that, but it's usually nervousness when I skip a meal or something like that. Um, but um, I went ahead and that night slept on it, and the next day I was fine. Um, didn't pay too much attention to it. And then Monday, it started up again, but this time was is a lot worse. Um, and like I'm not the one that go to the doctors or anything like that. But I knew there was something wrong that's something I had to do this time. So it was around 4:30 in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I go to their emergency room. My hands are shaking like this. Um, and they took my vitals. They did an EKG and sent the EKG back to the doctor. The doctor, we'll get on with that story here shortly. I stood out in the lobby waiting to get back there um, for about an hour, hour and a half. Finally, I got back there. Um, and to find out that my EKG never got looked at. The nurses they tried to give my EKG to the doctor and all that stuff. Well, um, I sat there um, for at least 8 hours. Uh, Nurses real nice, come by and ask me if everything was okay and ask me if they can get me anything and stuff. Like I said, the nurses were awesome. Well, I should say all the doctors except for the initial doctor. Evidently, this doctor had a reputation to not do anything. She would put it on the nurses to do whatever test they wanted to do, and then tell the doctor what they thought was wrong. And I witnessed a lot of this going on because my room was straight across from the nurse's station. And oh, then I started get they did blood work. I took some X-rays, um, and then uh, the nurses come over and apologize that they're having issues with the doctor and stuff like that. And the nurses were about ready to walk. Um, and then they brought a doctor in to replace her, and they made her leave. That's how bad this doctor was. Um, Soon after he got there, um, my heart racing and stuff had calmed down quite a bit. Um, it was still going in the 150 200 range. Um, but then I started getting because all the tests that I'd done before, the doctor didn't look at, so I had to get retested. I had to get re-X-rayed, and um, they did blood work and found out that my white blood cell count was way too high. It was so high, it was 400 count higher than uh, the limit. So I was over 400, which is they 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 were really shocked at this, and they done so many different tests to which when your white blood cells goes up like that, it means you have an infection. And we started going over, did I have any pains here or there or anything like that, and trying to get history. And I mentioned that they just pulled a tooth the previous month, and they thought, well, you might have some an infection in your gum line or your bone or something like that. So went back, got a CAT scan of my my face, and while I was back there, did a CAT scan of my head, make sure there was nothing up there that would be causing any issue. Um, the the radiation or the X-ray doctor or whatever they call him, but this guy was awesome. He was very nice. Um, because I had to go back there multiple times because not only did I get a CAT scan of that, I got a CAT scan of my body. Yeah, I was X-rays on my chest, X-rays on my gut, and all over. Well, long story short, um, can't find where the infection is coming from. So they put me on a antibiotic drip, which is through the IV every 4 hours. Um, and since they can't find an infection, uh, I was put under quarantine. And yes, I did get the stupid COVID thing, uh, the little Q-tip in the back of your brain. Um, that came back negative. Um, they did kidney infection, came back. All this stuff came back negative. Um, since they couldn't find what the infection is, they sent me up into intensive care to under quarantine. And intensive care in this hospital is the COVID wing. So because of me being quarantined because they couldn't figure out what the infection was, um, I was placed in there. And uh, just put it this way: the floor plan was not very well thought of because the rooms didn't have bathrooms. So yeah, they gave me a poop chair and this little funny thing to pee in. And when I first got up there, I thought, oh, that finally this bed's going to be nice and comfortable. Um, it was it was nice. It was an air mattress. It felt really good, except for about 15 minutes after laying on it, it deflated, and then air back up again. And this happens every 15 minutes. uh, but they went and did some uh, cultures to see what type of infection it was. Um, there's these little bottles that they inject your blood into and shake it up and then let it set and see um, which infection it could be. So I had to wait 3 days for that. Um, and I would say that the worst part of this experience was um, watching the doctor, the first doctor that was there, because she didn't come and see me or anything the whole time, so it wasn't so much me, but um, when an old man came in, he was supposed to get seen to get a checkup before he got sent to another hospital for a blood transfusion. And the doctor was freaking out. Said, "I don't know what to do." And she was asking the nurses, what should I do? What treatment should I give this guy? Um, and the nurses says, "We can't tell you that." Then that's when she says, "Well, just stick him in a room. Um, my shift's almost over." And I'm just glad that the nurses were on their game, because they she was supposed to give me uh, medicine for something that I didn't have, and the nurses refused the order, which I'm glad. Like I said, these nurses in the emergency room were awesome. The nurses upstairs where I went, they were very nice. Um, I didn't have any issues with anybody except for that one doctor. Um, like I said, the cultures that they did, um, they came back negative, so they don't know what it was again. They retested my white blood cells. They were up, but they were up enough to where I could a safe amount to go home. Um, Now, for my heart, I did see a cardiologist. They did the whole sonogram or whatever it is, where they watch your heart and all that stuff. Um, I evidently that came back fine. I got to see him in another month, and um, I have to wear this thing. I don't know if you guys can see it. I have to wear this for 30 days. I have to carry an extra cell phone with me that records this, because it has to be within so many feet of me. Um, in the 30 days, then I send it back, and then I see the cardiologist, and hopefully everything's good from there. Um, the thing that the 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 person who brought up the monitor and all this stuff, she installed it, um, but she didn't install it in the right place. So when I got home, this thing is going beep 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 beep. Call the service and this and that. So I call them, and they say, look in the box, because they give you a big box of stuff with it, and there's a template where you put around your neck, and it holds in a certain spot, and then you get an idea where to put the monitor. She was like 3 to 4 inches off. No wonder it wasn't working. Finally got it working. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm at. And like I said, finally got home yesterday. I went and posted and let everybody know. There were a few people that knew that I went into uh, the hospital, um, and they respected that I didn't want nobody knowing, because my son was here by himself. He did a very good job taking care of the animals and everything. He, uh, my cats were very happy. He said the cats were um, very unactive the whole time I was gone. He said that normally my bed has cats all over it. He said they wouldn't lay on my bed or anything. The cat that always jumps up when I'm doing live streams and whatnot. Um, he really missed me. He would cry through the house. And when I got home, he was most excited. Unfortunately, I don't want, because he wants to lay on my chest. And unfortunately, um, I don't want him laying on my chest because I don't want my heart monitor to freak out and have uh, a cat heartbeat because I don't know if cats heartbeats are faster or whatnot. So he's very unhappy about that. So um, other than that, the majority of what I need now is to drink plenty of water because I'm with taking uh, the drip, the highest amount of antibiotics every 4 hours for the 4 days I was there. Um, it's very bad on your system because we'll put it this way: in your digestion system, there are bacterias. These are good bacterias. Um, the antibiotics kill those. So anything that you put in your stomach goes straight through, unfortunately. So that means I have to drink a lot of water. Not only I'm supposed to drink a lot of water being high blood pressure and all that stuff, um, I have to drink even more now. Um, my sleep schedule was totally wonky um, because when I got home, I laid down and I uh, ordered something for me and my son to eat because I don't want me standing up there cooking anything is not gonna not working right now. So I'm having to order food for us. Um, but it is what it is. I'm just happy to be home, and hopefully I don't have to go back to the hospital again. um, but I figured I would let everybody know what's going on and whatnot. One more thing, um, the food the food was horrible. Um, they allowed you to pick, but the second choice was salad. I like salad, but not when I'm getting so much antibiotics and food is just going straight through me. So I wanted something more, and very oddly, wanted me to eat a lot of sweets, and it did not make sense because if I have an infection, uh, you don't want sugar because sugar will feed an infection. So you don't want any sugar at all. They kept giving me pop and all these juices, applesauce. Why would you give me applesauce in the first place? Um, they even gave me prune juice. What? No. So like I said, I all I did is drink water. They brought me water um, at least once or twice every hour, and you didn't get much sleep because, like I said, every 15 minutes this freaking air mattress would deflate and then pump back up. So if I did fall asleep, I'd freak out because the stupid air mattress thing would be going crazy. Um, Other than that, um, I'm just glad to be home. So hopefully in the next few days I can get back on track because just being um, not doing anything for 4 days, my view count has went horribly bad. um, but hopefully in the next couple days we'll get something going again. Um, until next time, God bless.